welcome to Key and Craig's Crazy Craft Corner. This is day 2
Dose.
of our Terror Dog for our Ghostbusters display, so we'll be right back. Welcome back. So today we are working on our Terror Dog for our Ghostbusters Afterlife Halloween display this year, and we are going to start carving on it. We actually brought it inside because the styrofoam pieces that break off and all the shavings and everything like that, it's just too hard to control outside, and I was worried that our neighbors were going to start getting a little angry at
Little
us.
poof of wind goes a long way with styrofoam balls.
And we're here in California, and so the wind picks up, and you never know when it's going to happen. So, and there's a swimming pool that also was not very happy about all the little styrofoam balls. So,
No, not good for the filter system.
yeah, and it's been unseasonably hot. It's been like 100 degrees
It's
outside.
gonna be like 97 again today,
I know,
and
it's
it's like
stupid.
almost October. Stop
So
it.
it's hard to get in the Halloween spirit.
It kind of
When
is.
it's 100 degrees outside, but we're gonna muddle through. So today, Craig and I are going to tackle the monster that is
Yes.
carving styrofoam.
Do some shaping, do some gross blending, and then get it gross blending. Gross meaning like overall, like when your
Not like
your gross
you.
income, your net income,
gotcha,
gross
okay.
income. So the gross.
Because I was like, man, styrofoam's not that gross.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Yeah.
Although it gets all over everything.
Yeah, but when it's your
It's
nose,
like sand.
that's gross. When
That
you blow
would
your
be
nose at
gross.
night, and
Why do you have styrofoam in your nose?
when you
What
work
are you
with,
doing that you have styrofoam?
Not
in your
now. When
nose?
I worked on Disney projects, and there was a whole warehouse full of styrofoam that we were carving for the Finding Nemo ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even when you
Do
wear
you
the
feel like-
masks, they get kind of into.
Do you just feel like that was like a name drop? Like I feel like that was just a name drop. That was like a, hey, I'm Craig.
I worked for
I
Disney.
worked at Disney.
I did actually work at Disney for a little bit of time.
I know, you work there a lot. Why do you think I have you as my so-called expert?
That's true.
Because you know what you're doing. So this is going to be my first time carving styrofoam at this scale. I've never done this before, and so I'm ultra nervous about it. Craig also, although he's done it before, hasn't done it in a while, so he's a little nervous about it
It's
too.
been about 10 years.
And this is a monster of a project. So what we decided we're going to do is we're going to start on its butt because his butt isn't going to show as much on the roof with our display. What's going to mostly show is this top quarter here. And so, and the face is so important. So we're going to practice, and Craig's going to get back in his...
Shake off the cobwebs on the back side here, and then once I feel comfortable, then we'll move to the front and start to do the details.
Yeah, he's gonna get back into Disney mode.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, we might as well buy into the Disney at this point.
Until they see that we've named them 4 times, and they'll
Yeah,
disclaimer and they'll kick us off. Yeah.
Disney will be like, sorry,
You
you're
can't say our
trademark
name.
infringement. You can't
So
say
if there's
our name.
parts of this video where all of a sudden the sound goes dead, that's because we mentioned
if
a
we
certain.
beep, yeah, it's not because Craig's cussing.
No.
It's because he said a trademark.
Yes.
So anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. I am
Yes,
pretty
let's stop
sure that 90% of this video on day 2 is going to be just sped up footage of us just going to town on this thing. So if there's anything important that comes up while we're doing
We'll throw it
this,
in.
that
Maybe
we
when we
wanna
get
talk
to the
about,
eyes, we'll talk
yeah.
about how we did the eyes
we'll talk
and stuff
about
like
that a
that.
little bit. And then after we're done carving, the next stage is going to be, we're going to experiment with Flexol. Craig's never used Flexol before on styrofoam. I've never used it before. It was recommended on a Halloween site to me from somebody.
Yeah. Well, because they didn't have
Try it.
Flexol when I was doing this stuff.
Yeah.
That didn't exist back then.
Well,
We had
yeah, and you had like
industrial strength stuff
to use,
where
so.
you could have the company pay the big bucks for it.
So
Which
this
you don't
is
have.
going to be a cheaper option, hopefully, if it works, because we want the rubber look that the Ghostbusters Terror Dogs have.
Leathery, like a wet,
Yeah,
slimy
it's kind
leather.
of, well, I mean, to me, they always look like big, practical, rubber practical puppets or something.
Yeah.
That's what they look like to me. And so that's kind of the look I want to go for. I don't want it to be a smooth CGI look. So we're gonna try that, and then we're gonna try painting. That'll probably all be in yet another separate video, because this has been a much bigger project than I really just went all in this year.
I knew it was going to be a big project.
I was like, Pterodon, that'd be fun. Let's do that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so day 3 will be that. And we also, today are probably going to try, and we need to do some carving to get his horns made. We need to do some carving to get a tail made. And we need to figure out how we're going to do the electronics inside, because we want to make our little Pterodon eyes glow.
Yes.
So we have some ideas on that as well, so we'll be experimenting with that. We'll let you know what we finally decide on. So anyways, that's it. So are you ready to do this monster?
Let's
We're going to
go.
do this doggy style.
Hell, I don't know what you're going to be doing. I'll be carving foam.
All right, we'll be back. We've gotten pretty far into the carving so far. I think we're getting a little more satisfied with the shape that's coming out.
Pretty far.
Pretty far? It feels like a lot to me. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling very well today, so if you'll notice in this video, a lot of times I'm just sitting here holding the dog for Craig, because I'm a little nauseous, and
That's a good name for a drink.
a little nauseous?
No, holding the dog.
Holding the dog for Craig?
No, just you can drop my name off. Just holding the dog.
Anyway, so I wanted to go over some of the tools that we're using to do this with. I don't know why that's beeping. It's beeping. Anyways, so I'm gonna let Craig talk about the tools real quick.
Okay.
Real quick.
Real quick. Okay. Fillet knife for filleting fish. I got it at a sporting goods store. It's not serrated, it's just really sharp, and it's a fairly stiff blade. You don't want a flimsy blade, because if you're carving with your foam, you want it to not bend on you too much. So narrow, straight edge, no serration.
I'll say I got the same, what I thought was the same thing from Amazon. It's just a regular fish filleting knife. His is better because this one is really long, and like you said, it's very, I mean, you can see how much longer it is and thinner. It's very flimsy when I'm using it. I mean, it still works, but it has a tendency to curve or bend when I'm cutting, and I can't get as much power behind it when I'm cutting, so I prefer his to that. But this was only like $10 on Amazon.
Yeah,
and
I got mine at like Big 5 or something like that.
Yeah, it works for what I'm using it for. So
It's about a 6-inch blade or so.
yeah.
And then we've got some, they're called Sure Forms. I believe that's the brand.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
And they're used for, I don't know what they're actually used for. I've never used them for their original purpose.
I think they're for paint.
Drywall.
Drywall or paint scraping.
Possibly.
Stripping paint or whatever.
Possibly.
I know if you've seen any of our other videos, we use that a lot when we're working on the
And then
styrofoam.
this is just a rounded one. But when I was doing it for set shops and prop shops, we make a lot of our own tools or find tools that worked for the purpose that wasn't what they were made for. But they're called Sure Forms. You can get them at any local hardware store.
And this one is really good for doing small sanding details. So like you'll notice sometimes when we're doing these, we'll come at the very end, we'll start using this tool to kind of just slowly sand it off and kind of give us a better, smoother shape.
Yeah, it doesn't have aggressive teeth on it.
Yeah.
And then this is a modified horsehair brush, a curry comb. we cut off the last loop because it was too flimsy, and it's good because it has two different teeth lengths. So the shorter side is really short teeth, and then if you just pull it, flip it around, you get some longer teeth. If you're going really aggressive, they both do about the same, but I usually use it for what we're doing today on the short teeth, and it's tack and feed store.
Yeah, and it's a lot like this, only you can really take off big chunks at a time. So it's just a quicker way of sanding a big chunk area, which you've seen him
Details,
do.
areas, quick, but getting down to where you're not wanting to take giant chunks off with the Sawzall.
And then giant chunks off.
Giant chunks. So this is when you're going to town, I'll pick this back up and we're going and attacking the legs to get the edges rounded. And the blade itself, I find is a little bit too flexible, but that's just what they make. You can get ones that are a little bit thicker width-wise and they won't be as flexible. But this is the one that we have, so we're using that. And if you're doing really big blocks of foam, you can even take another blade and cut a notch in the back side of it, so it will bevel into this and weld it together. That's what we used to do. So we would have a blade that was like 2 foot, 2.5 foot long. You gotta be careful because that will break, and that's when you need it to be wider. So the wider blade if you're gonna have it longer. And then the last thing that we don't have, because this is, I think it's too small for that, is hot wire. But the hot wire will not go through your the Great Stuff foam. It'll hit it, it'll burn it, and won't cut through it. So if you're just doing big blocks, and if you've used some kind of PVA glue or foam glue, it will pause at that glue seam, but it will eventually burn through it because we had that stuff, the very liquidy type of glue that we put on, and it more or less melts the foam together. So if you're using some form of glue like that, a hot wire will cut through that, it'll pause, and then it'll keep going. But for this project, we don't need hot wire.
Nope.
At this point.
Not at this point. We may use some a little later.
Yeah.
And I swear by these, I think it's pronounced Ryobi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I swear by the Ryobi stuff. I'm not a paid sponsor. I'm not getting money for this at all, but I really like the Ryobi because you can use the batteries for all the different things, and we use it for the blower, we use it for this, we use it for the shop vac.
Yeah,
and the batteries charge quickly, and I really love the Ryobi stuff. I'm becoming a fan.
A Ryobi fan.
A Ryobi fan. Yes.
You're a Ryobi groupie.
Yep, that would be me. So the more I get into home crafting and builds like this, the more I start building up
your
my
choice,
collection.
because Ryobi is more of a at home. When you've
Yeah.
got some of the other ones that are a little more heavy duty, you're gonna pay more because they're more rugged. But if you're not
if you're
carpenter,
like me,
you don't need
yeah,
that.
you're a casual crafter. I'm loving the Ryobi stuff. So I'm slowly building up my collection of stuff. So anyways, those are the tools that we've been using. So if you just continue to watch, you'll see us as we use the different tools. So I just kind of wanted to let you know what the different tools were. So.
Excellent. Let's clean up and go back to work.
Okay. Slasher knife stuff that he's doing. We're like doing the same thing to this dog. see, we've gotten most of the dog done at this point. We have been working crazy hard on it all day long. This has been like quite the project today. All that's really left is we need to get the horns on and some of the other accessories that come with him.
Some head horns and some little facial horns that go along there. Got the eye sockets set up to put some light up eyes in.
Yeah.
So that will be done when everything is completely done and painted. Eyes will be the last thing to go in. We'll put some wrinkles in the skin because he's not perfectly smooth. He's kind of like a Shar-Pei. If you think of a Shar-Pei, those are the wrinkled ones, right? Shar-Pei dog.
Yeah.
No,
I get that.
Not a Shar-Pei marker.
No, I was like,
No, I was not
Shar-Pei.
speaking French. Is it Shar-Pei marker? Is it a pity?
Did you get your Shar-Pei at Target?
At Target, yes. No, some wrinkles. They'll be picked up by the paints. We'll have some darker paints and then highlight over the top of it, so it'll be able to be picked up from 150 feet away in the street. Otherwise, we might as well just leave them smooth. But we're gonna put some of the bigger wrinkles in there.
Yep, and I would suggest if you try this at home that you have a shop vac and a broom and some paint cloths to put over everything and towels that you can put on all the crevices where things might get in.
Or just do it in the garage.
A change of clothes and...
Or just do it in the garage.
You're still gonna get it everywhere, even in the garage.
Yes,
As you
but
can
it's
see,
in
Craig
the
and I are
garage.
like, it's like we've been in a frost storm. We're like both
Snowstorm.
covered in stuff.
Little fuzzies.
Yeah, and we've been trying to clean up as we go, but anyways. So, we'll probably do one more video, or I'll probably do one more video.
Painting and the...
Yeah, the painting and stuff.
Ceiling.
Craig's not going to be available for that. And I will make that as the third part of the video. And until that comes out, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.
Share.
Craig's Crazy Craft Corner. Share. Ooh, I like share.
Share.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
No. Share.
Sorry,
Share,
I work at a school.
Share believes.
Share believes.
Yeah, she's a gypsy, a tramp, and
Oh.
I see so much
Oh,
white stuff everywhere I look. I've like got white stuff on my eyeballs.
So we're recording a snow
my-
globe. It's
in
basically
my
we're
face.
working
It
a
is.
snow
I'm
globe.
like that Pixar snowman
Mhm.
in the thing.
Mhm.
Anyways, like and subscribe and share this video, and thank you for joining us.